I'm Rhyhorn Trainer Steven.
Focus on it, Sean.
And we want to be your Potown heroes, your source for all your budget Pokemon needs. What is up, everybody? Welcome back to Potown Heroes, your source for all your budget Pokemon needs. I'm Rhyhorn Trainer Steven.
Focus on it, Sean.
And today we're going to start things off relatively simple.
They finally dropped the last part of the Sun and Moon 8 set.
Which means that the Lost Thunder set is pretty much confirmed for November.
And we could assume that about 95% of these cards are in that set.
Oh yeah,
Some either we mixed around, but
yeah, but even then, this is already going to be like the biggest set ever with like 210 cards, with like 18 GXs.
With the runner-ups being Aquapolis and Celestial
Acropolis,
Storm.
yeah, I know.
Acropolis and Celestial Storm.
Which, if you guys ever find the Acropolis, Rhyhorn, Rhydon, send them to me. I want them. Those are the only ones I'm missing for the collective. But either way, what we're going to do today is just go over all the cards. We're going to break it up into 3 videos just because we have Thunderclap, we have Fairy Rise, and Explosive Impact. So we're
making a 3-hour video. We're making 45-minute-ish videos.
So yeah, so this entire week you're going to see us do the hype for everything coming out in the set to make it even smaller. So our usual, we're just going to go through, focus on the final lines, unless there's something in the smaller lines that we want to go over in more detail. And we will start things off in Thunderspark with Pinsir.
Pinsir?
Yep, 110 HP Grass Basic.
Pinsir's always had interesting cards.
It always has. So let's see what we got this time. For Grass, Grip and Squeeze, 20 damage. Your opponent's active can't retreat during your opponent's next turn. It's not bad, but it could definitely be better.
I mean, if it gets out as your starter, it's pretty good, but
yeah, but then you got Guzma, Acerola. There's plenty of ways to get out of there.
At least they didn't use Cynthia for the turn, or Lily.
That is true.
That's was what other hand they had, and they missed out the +2 from Lily.
That is true. And then with Hammerin, we've got, it's 3 colorless, 70 damage.
Nice damage output.
Yeah.
So span your one shiny Lycanroc and Lapras, so.
Only drawback is it is 3 colorless, so it is bit expensive.
And that's probably its biggest plus, though. It's all colorless, so it's splashable in any deck. If you're missing that typing for a knockout.
That is true, but with speculation
attachments, though.
Yeah, and with speculation that with fire going to be exploding the way it is.
I like the art.
Ooh, yeah, the art is really cool.
Walking through the forest like a boss.
Just like a boss. But yeah.
Now here's a card that everybody's been hyping a lot of.
Yes, indeed.
Because it beats Muck to the field, so. Yep, so you're not really shutting this off.
Not particularly, because what it does is once during your turn before you attack, you may play this from your hand to your bench. Search your deck for up to 3 basic energy and discard them, then shuffle your deck.
3 basic energy? You mean basic ability of comp for energy? Computer?
Although
Sound compressor for energy?
Though, as of right now, I can't think of a reason why you would want to discard energy except for Malamar and the Baby Blaziken.
Baby Blaze, but the thing is, we got, Baby Blaze. We got, what other Rain Dance? The stuff to pull from discard. Well, itself pulls from discard, so.
Expanded, there's a lot more options. You got Carbink, Rayquaza.
Yeah.
Well, I guess Rayquaza, but yeah.
I mean, if you're trying to use the Registeel from, Crimson Invasion.
That is true. So, one metal.
Energy out of the discard.
So it might see some play, especially with anything that pulls energy from the discard.
What have I said about water typing and what its major drawback is?
Is getting
energy to stay on the field.
Yeah.
Outside of Aqua Patch and maybe a Bounce, whoever's running it, it really doesn't have any way to get to the field fast enough.
Yeah, that is true.
Expanded's different because you got the Blastoise, but that's Blastoise.
Mm-hmm.
That Blastoise seen top tier since it came out, so. Oh, it's just the beginning, really, because.
Although now looking at the second attack, I can kind of see why that ability is there. 1 grass energy, attach 2 basic energy cards from your discard pile to your Pokemon any way you like.
It's a skateboardable.
It is very much a skateboardable.
So that energy you just attach to it, yes, makes it rainbow or grass dedication. But you got a skateboardable.
Exactly. And you get to accelerate 2. You already put 3 into the discard.
So you got 3 types you can work with if you're not going to use rainbow. So
Oh yeah, easily. So that's probably going to be a good
It reduces
accelerator.
that 1 energy that you just put on it. So
All right, so now we've got.
good thing Whirlpool did not have 50 hit points. Because
Yeah.
in a future set, we're going to see why that's good to have.
So yeah, we got a Wurmple with 60, ram for 10. That's pretty simple.
That's not what this set's about. Cascoon is what's going to make the deck.
Yes, this Cascoon is definitely one we were going to bring up.
Everybody's familiar with Multiply and Water Duplicates from Frogadier and Cat.
Oh yeah,
Kakuna.
all the bugs.
Same thing.
All the bugs definitely have ability similar
Same
to
thing,
that.
but you have a combination of both.
Yeah, so it's a colorless energy or it's a 70 HP basic or stage 1 grass, 1 colorless energy. Search your deck for up to 4 of any combination of Silcoon and Cascoon and put them on your bench. Then shuffle your deck. So that's going to be really huge coming up. You would pretty much be able to. You could almost get away with a single Wurmple, go into Cascoon, get a whole bench of Cascoon.
I wonder what the Beetafly does, because it does Silcoon.
I don't know if it comes out in this set, but
I think it's in a future set.
it's
Well,
either
it's gonna
Fairy
be,
Rise
it's
or
going to be the same set, massive set, but
it's just not going to be in this group of cards.
yes, does stocks.
Oh, and then a grass and a colorless ram for 30. So you're mostly going to be using it to get out your Silcoon and Cascoon.
And knowing you'll probably be knocked out that first one, so
So now let's see what the Dustock does. It's 140 HP stage 2. Hazard Evolution. When you play this card from your hand to evolve one of your Pokemon during your turn, you may leave your opponent's active paralyzed and poisoned. In between turns, put 3 damage counters on for poison instead of
paralysis
1.
plus poison for 3.
I very much like that.
If it weren't for the attack off of the Cascoon,
Ooh.
if it weren't for the ability to the attack off of Cascoon, you can run a massive poison deck.
Or, just throwing it out there, Ariados. Run this and Pesticide.
Yeah, if we have room.
Oh.
I mean, we found out that deck is really clunky after you put anything else besides it in it.
Well, right now it mostly focuses around the Salazzle, which is when it comes into play, they're burned and confused.
Then again, it doesn't have. Yeah.
Yeah, they're burned and confused. This paralyzes them, so they're forced to make the Guzma player. They're forced to make the Acerola.
Otherwise, they're coming back to your turn with all that damage plus the.
Yep.
Plus, you're paralyzed and poison. You put on 2 conditions immediately.
Exactly. The 2 energy cost would
This
make
might
it.
be playing with a card in that explosive impact set. We'll
We'll get back to that, but as of right now, I can already think
I
Pesticide.
can just play as itself.
Almost, yeah.
Maybe getting him all out. What if you go second, get him out the turn 2?
Yeah, and then grass
If
and a
you-
colorless. Well, this is definitely going to function like Salazzle, where you're only going to want to play 1 per turn, or else you're kind of wasting the effect. And then a grass and a colorless, 70 damage. Not bad.
I mean, grass is a good weakness to have right now.
And now we are at the first GX of the set with Virizion GX. It's a grass, 170 HP, basic, 1 colorless energy, double draw 2 cards. It's not bad.
Have you really noticed a lot of Virizion cards are overall good?
They really are.
Maybe bad for some of the meta, but for the average gameplay. But
Oh, this is definitely going to be fun. 2 grass energy, sensitive blade, 50 damage, plus if you played a supporter card this turn, it does 80 more.
okay,
How often are you going to be playing a supporter every turn?
optimally every turn.
So for 2 energy, you're hitting for 130.
And Kukui, yeah, I mean you're gonna play a lot of it.
Kukui, you're now hitting for
I'm gonna
150.
play what
Expand.
2-3 Kukui in this deck consistently.
Oh yeah, easily. But even just like how Cynthia, Guzma, like you're still going to be doing 130. Kukui, you're
Let's
doing
get back on that.
150. Choice Band, you're now doing 180.
We might get there's kind of a Forgotten Owl that might pair well with this.
Maybe. Kind of like it. And then one colorless Breeze Away GX. Put any number of your Pokemon in play and all cards attached to them into your hand. You can't use more than 1 GX per turn. Okay, I already kind of have an idea for that Virizion. It'll be down the road, but I think I got an idea for it.
So, editor, Chalk up Virizion GX as a future deck in mind.
Yeah, we got something. Granted, it's going to be a little unknown at this point, but we definitely got some ideas. So next up, we have Skidoo and Go-Goat. Nothing big on Skidoo.
However, I did like the one from Forbidden Light, that acceleration.
Yeah, well, this one, it's just collect, draw one for a colorless.
I mean, it's not bad.
Grass color, 20.
If I had to run a Skidoo, though, I'd probably run the one with growth that attaches energy from hand.
Yeah, that would probably be the better one to go. And then we got Go-Goat for 2 colorless, for DCE, Leaf Wallop, 40 damage during your next turn.
90
more.
Forever.
Yeah, so for DCE, that's not bad.
I mean...
And then 2 grass and a colorless Solar
We
Beam
saw
for
with
100.
Metagross how good those attacks are, so...
Oh, yeah. Although, as of right now, grass really isn't hitting much for weakness right now.
I mean, Lycanroc, but... and Kingdra.
Yeah, there's just
Kingdra will be probably something they'll have to hit for weakness.
Yeah, but we'll definitely have to see how much of an impact this set's going to have on everything. On top of that...
However, the next card probably will see a bit of play, though.
Yeah. Now...
Even as a counter energy...
Yeah.
Pokemon in the deck.
Yeah, this one, Baby Bulu. It's 130 HP basic, a grass and a colorless, Hustle Punch, 20 damage times the number of your opponent's bench Pokemon.
120 as is.
So
100 damage. 100 damage. Bench Pokemon.
So right now, this is pretty much
counter energy, 100 damage.
Oh, your opponent's bench. So yeah, it's 100. It's almost. It's not bad.
You're one-shotting GX up to 200, assuming that they are... it's 100.
Even then, Choice Band and a couple other things.
You're hitting 130 on a max bench.
So yeah, you'll be able to do a lot.
Things that are weak to it are one-shotted, so...
And then 2 grass and a colorless, Wild Tackle. 120, flip a coin. If tails, it does 30 to itself. It's still not a bad Pokemon.
When 100's not enough.
When 100's not enough, but... You never know when something like this would come in handy, and even then you throw in Lurantis, you throw in a couple more of the grass support, and you're hitting pretty hard with the Baby Bulu. Next up, we got Moltres, 120 HP basic fire.
It's almost taking the same place index as the Baby Volcanion.
Yeah,
but they attach from hand.
Yeah, so 1 fire energy assisted heater, 30 damage. You can attach 1 fire energy from your hand to one of your bench Pokemon. It's definitely not bad. Although
got Flint.
We've got Flint. Although to be fair, we do have Darmanitan coming out in Dragon's Majesty,
which is stage 1, but it does it faster.
Exactly. You attach 1, accelerate 3. This is only accelerate 1, so let's see if the second attack is more worth it. 2 fire and a colorless, Fire Wing for 90. So this, I've always liked Moltres, but it's always gone in it's always gone in the derpier cards. Now the thing is, Darmanitan's a stage 1 that can accelerate 3. This is a basic that accelerates 1. So it really comes down to
how fast you need the energy.
How fast and how much energy you need.
And how much time you're willing to wait.
Exactly. So if you need to
We don't have Vivasoda, we don't have Volley no more, we don't have... we got Timer Ball, but that's essentially falls in the same category as Ultra Ball in terms of when you get it.
Exactly.
So it's not going to be a turn 1 thing, it's going to be a turn 2 thing.
No.
This will be a turn 1 thing if you go second.
Yeah, Moltres will definitely be a turn 1, where Darmanitan would be a turn 2 minimum. So it really comes down to how fast and how much fire energy you need.
I think it'll see play, just not as much we think.
Yeah, that's...
There is a card in the future I think might be paired with it.
Maybe.
We'll get to that set and we'll bring this one back up if we remember it.
Alright, so now we got a Slugma. It doesn't do anything. It's not anything too special, except 80 HP.
Pretty good damage output for Flamethrower, though.
Yeah,
on a Slugma. 60 damage, and all you gotta do is mill off an energy. Cool.
Yeah.
How many cards in this set can bring back energy?
Quite a few. Baby Blaziken right off the bat. Obviously, the Moltres can do that.
Well, sort of, from here.
Sort of, yeah. But yeah, double colorless, Stampede for 20, not bad. 2 fire and a colorless, Flamethrower 60, discard 1. Although 80 HP, it's definitely a lot better than this one we have right now.
So you choose between Magma Ring or Stampede as your or 80 hit points.
So yeah, 10 they can't retreat, or 20.
More hit points in most cases, always better.
Yeah. This may be a better option, especially if you're going Macargo.
I mean, even more hit points.
And speaking of Macargo, we now have Macargo GX.
I think it's a GX that might be seeing a bit of play here in the future.
I'm pretty sure because it's
you got the baby one too that
can search for anything.
That can accelerate the energy for it. So early game, energy won't be a problem.
Oh no, because ability charge. Once during your turn before you attack, you may discard the top card of your deck. If that card is a basic energy card, attach it to one of your Pokemon. Super easy to do.
So Baby Macargo, force energy to the top, mill it off, put it on your Pokemon.
Oh yeah, easily.
Do that for each one.
And then 2 fire and a colorless, lava flow, 50 damage, plus you may discard any number of basic energy from this Pokemon. This attack does 50 more damage for each card discarded this way. So, yeah, I can already see like Darmanitan.
I can see this running around with Turtonator at the beginning because Turtonator already Nitro tanks. Unless your point of the deck is to mill your opponent's 5 cards, which at the right time can be devastating, especially after they just mellowed and they pass the turn. You burn 2 cards they wanted.
Yeah, pretty much.
But other than that, it's a situational GX attack. That main attack.
And then Mill is definitely coming back slightly.
And have you noticed it's with the lava flow, it's basic energy cards?
Yeah. So it'll be easy to do.
I'm not saying you should, but Malamar, you just burn off the psychic, put it back on, burn off the psychic, put it back on.
Well, the fire, or yeah, it's just basic energy attached.
I'm not saying you will, but I'm just saying that.
But you would need at minimum 2 fire, and even then the unit energy is fire, water, grass. So you couldn't. You could, but it'd be really, really clunky.
And it'd be this 3 energy you won't be using for the attack.
But Baby Blaze, Baby Blaze again.
I think if Macargo, but if the baby one's not enough, just pull it back and blow off the same 3.
Yeah. So
because average, you're going to want to hit 3 because you're hitting 180 on weakness, or as is. So 180 is hitting the GX range, and it starts scaring things.
It does. And then speaking of GXs, 1 fire energy, Magma Burn GX, discard the top 5 cards of your opponent's deck. Yes. Finally, we might actually start getting some mill again, because right now we have Beware, Rhyperior, and
Charizard, but that's stage 2.
Yeah.
That's what keeps it out of major play.
Well, so is Rhyperior, but...
Thing is, if Charizard was a stage 1, how much play do you think it would have seen?
Yeah, I can definitely see that.
Especially with all the fire tech we're getting.
So far, just the fire tech so far. So next up, we got Heatran.
That's not bad.
It's not bad. It's 140 HP basic, a fire and double colorless, lava burn, 60 damage. It does, and then this attack does 30 to one of your opponent's bench. That's not bad right off the bat. And then 2 fire, 2 colorless, Heat Bazooka for 150. Discard the top 5 cards of your deck.
Maybe, but we're gonna make sure that
if we do the discard right, that might actually be viable. You know what, editor? Put a bookmark, because this might be another deck that we're gonna explore here.
Well, it has something to do with mill of self or your opponent. So.
Oh, and if it's self mill, I got this. All right, so we're getting another Victini. 70 HP basic, a fire and a colorless, V-Beat. 20 damage times the number of your basic Pokemon. So, yeah, the more basic Pokemon you have, the harder this thing hits. And with all the basic GXs that are out there right now, Turtonator, Ho-Oh, it'll be really easy to...
Oh, and that new Turtonator. That might be a splash of one of almost every deck.
So yeah, this will definitely make things interesting, provided you play mostly basics, but that's not that hard to do. All right, so next up,
we might make a Pride deck, literally.
Oh yeah, easily, because we got a Litleo, 60 HP basic, ability Wild Dash. If your opponent has any GX or EX in play, it has no retreat cost. How often are people playing GXs and EXs?
Well, if you count Lele, almost every deck.
So this thing has free retreat?
Yeah.
And then 2 colorless take down 30 damage, and it does 10 to this Pokemon.
Yes, funny. We can actually literally make a Pride deck.
Oh, yeah, because...
Kimba's Pride.
Oh, they got the female. Sweet.
Evolves from Kimba.
Again, I love the Poke Beach things. Yep, evolves from Kimba. So it's 130 HP stage 1, double colorless energy, crunched 30, discard an energy attached to your opponent's active. That's actually really, really good.
You mean free retreat when your only other benched targets are something you can't Guzma?
Yeah.
You're in a mixed deck, the only way they can Guzma is something that mills off energy?
Yeah, easily. And then fire and 2 colorless, heat blast for 90. It's definitely not bad. Definitely the DCE remove energy is really, really good. Especially if you run... Actually, if you run a pretty heavy control deck using Lysander's Hidden Lab. Boom, boom, boom. All right, we got a deck idea. Like, right off the bat.
Well, I think this is number 3, but... This is solid. This is a solid one.
This one we could literally build and test today, and I think we can get it off the ground. Like, that's how simple I think we can make the deck.
And then wait until November when it comes out.
Pretty much. Now we're going into the water. First up, we have Lapras. 120 HP basic.
This ability reminds me of a card.
Let's see. Ability Swimming. Once during your turn before you attack, you may look at the top 2 cards of your deck and return them on the top of your deck in any order.
Sounds like that Lunatone from Fires of Freeze or whatever set it came from.
The Premonition, except if I remember right, it was top 4?
No, the Lunatone was 2, Gallade was 5.
Okay.
It's Gallade for 2 cards.
I could have swore Lunatone did more.
Then Lunatone did 2.
Editor, double check, because I'm pretty sure it was either 3 or 4. I don't think it was 2.
I know Gallade was 5 because it was a stage 2.
Yeah, like I know Gallade was 5, but I thought Lunatone was more. Just double check, editor. We just actually get to its attack. A water and a colorless, Ice Beam, 50 damage, flip a coin. If heads, they're now paralyzed.
Not bad.
Pair that with Victini and...
I mean, how many games have been decided by paralysis, and who's running skateboard yet?
Paralysis wins games.
Who's running skateboard yet?
Us.
People have already changed over?
Yeah, pretty much.
Actually, everybody that wasn't at Worlds.
Yeah, because right now, because we're filming this right after Worlds, right before rotation, so a lot of people are still waiting on that. But after this comes out, rotation will hit, and right now, no one's running a skateboard. It may change once rotation hits, but you never know. But even then, flip a coin of heads, they're now paralyzed. You saw how much fun we had with paralysis on a flip.
When we get the heads, yeah.
No, when we got the tails. You remember Licky Licky?
Oh yeah, that one.
All right, so now we got Suicune, 110 HP, water basic. Ability, Frozen Current. Once during your turn, if this Pokemon is your active, you may have your opponent switch their active with one of their bench.
Repel.
It's a repel effect. You can't go wrong with those.
If it's something like Metagross, you want to sweep them out of the active so they don't set up with the 120 coming in the next turn.
And of course, it's once per turn, so it's definitely not a bad attack. Although it does have to be active.
70 heal 30, so unless you're up against a deck that can one-shot it.
Yeah,
I mean, there's 120 hit points and damage is the average right now, unless they're going for one shot.
Yeah, but even then, 70, 80, 90, 100 with a choice band. I honestly don't...
I mean, with choice band, you're one-shotting all the baby GXs. The GXs that it hits up to that point.
Yeah,
which is what, Turtonator at this point?
Pretty much.
I mean, to be fair, in the future, we'll probably see more Rise of Reshiram and...
Yeah.
The Macargo.
So I don't know if this is going to...
So it's missing the knockout Macargo by 10 damage on a choice bend.
Even with weakness.
You got trying to punch and Kukui to add in damage. So
something tells me this isn't going to see a lot of play, or if it does...
Maybe it's splash for that sweep ability.
Pretty much.
Away. I mean, it is skateboardable too, so...
Yeah, you never know. And then, let's see. Cavapoo, is there anything...
Auto paralysis if you go second. Oh, on your first, if you go second your first turn,
Yeah, you can only use this attack in your first turn. If you go second, your opponent's active is now paralyzed for 1. It's not a bad way to get
All colorless
started.
energy too.
And then for DCE, slap for 20. Not bad, but let's see if the big bear does something better.
It's very splashable too.
Yep, so 140 HP, stage 1. A water and a DCE, Resolute Claws, 60 damage. If your opponent's active as a GX or EX, it does 60 more damage. So 120 for 3.
Well, on Choice Bander, 10 damage shy of Turretator, assuming they weren't a GX already.
Yeah,
You're one-shotting anything weak to it.
Yeah, it's a pretty...
And it even it's on our GX missed it by 10 damage.
Yeah, it's
one shot.
It's a pretty risky attack because you pretty much have to hope they're playing EXs or GXs.
I mean, you could probably play this with Shrine of Punishment because if it's punishing EX and GXs, might as well help them out.
Yeah, it definitely makes sense. But this might give an advantage to stuff against, like, let's see, Charizard. It would definitely hurt that. It would hurt Macargo. It would hurt Ho-Oh. Like all the good fire stuff.
Ho-Oh will not because Ho-Oh is lightning weakness.
That's right,
the
flying.
only reason why he sees a lot of play.
And then a water and 3 colorless, 150. It can attack next turn. That's not bad.
I mean, it's two-shotting everything with that one. One-shotting anything that's weak to it.
Pretty much.
I mean, it's hitting for 300 on weakness, so White Kyurem is something we're probably going to be playing with, though.
Yes, indeed.
But it does make it fire dedicated.
Pretty much, because
you need fire energy for damage output.
Yeah, so it's double colorless energy, it's 130 HP basic. We'll start there. Double colorless energy, field crash, 30 damage, discard to your opponent's stadium and play. So you pretty much have to hope that your opponent's playing.
These attacks are going to become stronger and stronger. It needs to be more and more because we're getting stadiums that can only be discarded by either a Pokemon attack effect or swapping out the stadium.
Yeah, so this will definitely come in handy to get rid of those Prism Stars.
Because so far, I think we have like, 5 or so? But we've noticed they've been coming out more with this effect.
Yeah, right now there's Fire Grass.
Well,
Fire Grass Lightning?
And that Lightning Stadium might make some decks fast. Super speed.
Maybe. And then 2 water and a colorless, freezing flame, 80 damage. If it has any fire energy attached, it does 80 more damage.
However, Rainbow probably won't work because Rainbow will still have to be used as one of those water energy if like say 2 fire attached, or say water lightning. That Rainbow will not count because it has to count for one of those water energies.
Now you could water. You almost could unit energy because it just says if there's any fire energy attached. So
you still have to make sure 2 of them are water.
Yeah, you'll still have to make sure 2 are water, but you could.
And then the third energy could be anything, as long as it's fire. And if it's fire, it does more damage.
Yeah, so this...
Because even though Rainbow's any energy, it still has to be one at a time. And if you're using it for the card effect, attack effect, it's still not fire energy during the attack because...
Although in a pure water deck running either Rainbow or unit energy, that definitely gives you the fire to hit for 160 minimum.
There was a Druddigan in Dragon Majesty I might play around with this.
Maybe.
It's a fire water, and then it hits back when it's hit.
Yeah, we could definitely take a look into that.
We're going to play around with that. That is a good second attack, though. Because it's hitting 160 as long as it has a fire energy for 3 energy.
Oh, yeah, you definitely
on a one-prize attacker?
Yeah, you definitely can't go wrong with that. So let's see. Next up, we got Puplio, 10, heal 10, not bad. Captivate, choose one of your opponent's bench and switch it, not bad. Water Gun for 20, not bad. Now let's check out this Plumeria.
Plumeria,
100
Primarina.
Primarina.
Plumeria is the
Oh, that's
trainer.
right, that's right.
She's a trainer.
That's right. 150 HP water, stage 2.
You can get this going in 1 turn.
Oh, yeah, easily. Ability, Harmonics.
Basic energy.
Yep, Harmonics. When you attach an energy from your hand to one of your Pokemon, you may attach up to 2 energy instead. Ignore this effect if energy was attached for an attack, an ability other than Harmonics, or a trainer. So, yeah.
You attach water, attach DCE. I have all my energy for 1 turn.
So
that I need.
So a lot of decks are going to be able to start swinging ASAP with this.
There's a Primarina GX that was practically forgotten because it had a hard time with the water acceleration. The one reason why it never really saw play is because keeping energy on the field.
This might make it viable now.
I mean, with Blastoise, it's amazing, but without Blastoise, most water decks don't have the acceleration they need to get energy to the field.
This might be that answer.
When I'm attaching 2 energy, plus you got the Mask Royale, you have 3 energy per turn that you can use. At just that, and plus, and then Aqua Patches, we might have a deck.
Maybe.
One of my goals is make Primate good enough again.
Oh, and Water Double Colorless Energy, Hydro Splash for 80.
Auto Sleep.
And they're asleep.
To be fair, 75% chance they're awake by the time they get back to your turn, but if they suck with coin flips, oops.
But even then, I really like the energy acceleration, so that's definitely going to be seeing a lot of play if for ability alone. So,
I like the second attack.
So next up, we got what happened with Braxius?
He got pissed off that we're not using it.
I think so. It's a 90 HP basic.
You will be taking one of these into, if you have room, taking one of these into Kingdra.
Oh yeah, easily. 1 water energy, Mind Bend, 20 damage. Your opponent's active is now confused. You can't go wrong there. Auto confusion. It's definitely annoying.
I'm going to say opponents probably keeps that out of a lot of play, but oh well.
And now a water colorless, Track the Wounded. This attack does 60 damage to one of your opponent's bench Pokemon that already has any damage counters on it.
Track the wound.
So yeah,
it probably won't be that when it translates.
Oh, I'm still gonna call it Track the Wounded because that's a really good attack.
I just say Track the Wound.
But yeah, it's about 60 to one of your opponent's bench that has damage counters on it.
That's like insult to injury, literally.
Yeah, considering the fact Coco could put damage counters on, Weavile could put damage counters on. What else can hit bench with counters?
Kingdra.
I mean
Kingdra's GX attack literally hits all your opponent's Pokemon for 40.
And then you even have Baby Necrozma.
I would say Noivern, but you're already playing a lot of different energies, so
yeah, this'll definitely see some play in like damage spread decks.
Yeah, it has to see play in, well, if any of them are water based.
Yeah. Alright, so next up we've got Electabuzz and Electivire. Electabuzz doesn't do anything good, so let's look at Electivire. 140 HP, stage 1. 1 energy.
Search your deck for up to 2 lightning energy and attach it to it. So basically, turn 2. Turn 3 because you can't do it turn 2 anymore. So turn 3, your energy shy from one-shotting.
Pretty much. Search for 2 electric and put it on this Pokemon. Yeah, you definitely can't go wrong there.
3 energy from this Pokemon, and chances are it's going to be at least 2 lightning energy.
Yeah, so 3 lightning and a colorless, Voltackle, 190, discard 3.
190 is no joke.
No, that pretty much one-shots anything that's not a GX right off the bat.
And it one-shots
let's see, Choice Band.
I believe, except for Guzzlord and Wishy-Washy, except for weakness. Wishy-Washy. I don't think there's any basic Celesteela, but all the ones that are weak to it, of the GXs that are higher, 2 of them are weak to it.
Well, even
Guzzlord.
Well, even
I think those are the highest basics, other than Wailord EX.
Well, right now you're hitting for 190. At a Choice Band, you're now hitting for 220.
And you're one-shotting every basic GX out there.
Yeah, Kukui, you're now hitting for 240. That pretty much hits everything except for Metagross.
We might not need Kukui. Might not need Kukui. In this set, we won't need it.
Well, let's just assume Kukui, because I don't know if there's anything else that buffs up electric Pokemon yet. So to our knowledge, because I'm kind of going into this blind.
Yes.
So even then, 190 at a Choice Band, that's 220.
I mean, you're hitting
hit a Kukui, that's 240. The only thing you're not hitting.
Yeah, Buzzle, but the thing is, you're one-shotting Buzzle in return.
Yeah, the
1 prize versus 2 prize. I'll take that. I'll take the thing.
Yeah, I think the only things you're not hitting or you're not knocking out in one shot is Incineroar, Plumerina, Metagross. Metagross, the starters, and Wailord.
We kind of we need to list off all the baby Dragon Pokemon, the baby ones, and see how many of them are lightning dedicated. All the basic. We could run as a Latias, accelerate all the lightning energy back to the field.
Could almost do that with Oh, no, that's right. Eels rotated a long time ago.
Oh, well, and expanded eels would be awesome. We go, okay, cool. Mill 3, put 2 of them back.
Vikavolt.
Put 2 of them back to the field.
You could also kind of go the Vikavolt route. Maybe pair it. This might actually be a good pair to go with Rayquaza.
Yeah.
Maybe.
And then you just attach grass for turn.
Yeah.
We kind of have been saying I think the Magnezone version is quickest getting energy out because you still had to wait for Vikavolt, but you can Lady for 120 that turn.
You almost could run this with just Magnezone, this and Magnezone.
And just find something to get the energy back.
So, yeah.
Because, yes, you probably won't be running Victini as much because you had to run it with counter energy in this deck because 2 fire versus 3 lightning.
Yeah, so I'm making 2 predictions right now. One,
Shiny Rayquaza. Requires 3 lightning energy.
I like it.
And a fire.
I like it. So I can definitely guarantee 2 things. 1, this will see play. 2, we will run this deck.
3, if it's hitting that hard, why not?
Exactly. Let's just be glad that this isn't something that you can Marshadow.
Be glad there's no energy acceleration that it can really take advantage of yet. From the discard.
Yep. All right, so next up, we've got Pachirisu.
This kind of reminds me of one from, Legend Awakening Great Encounter, somewhere in there?
Let's see. Lightning, Overshot, 20 damage. Before doing damage, you may discard all Pokemon tools attached to your opponent's active Pokemon. If you do, it does 40 more, and they're paralyzed.
So 60 in paralysis, as long as they have a tool? If you're like, cool, the skateboard gets out of it. What if I goose up the one with the skateboard and hit it?
Yeah, you're now paralyzed.
Now that Pokemon's paralyzed.
But they can still retreat out with the skateboard.
If you didn't already knock it off. Yeah, I mean, I had to go find another one.
But
there was a Pachirisu back in Legend Awakening. I'm glad this is kind of a toned down version of it because that one also discarded ones from hand too.
Yeah.
If that were the same basic attack, have fun with your tools in the discard.
All right, so let's see. Now we got Blitzel, which doesn't do anything huge.
The only thing good about it evolves into Zeep Strika.
It goes to Zeep Strika, which I know you've been talking about this one for the longest time, so I will let you take control of this one.
People are sad that Octoly is going, but we're basically getting a Sycamore effect with it. Yes, it mills your hand off to draw 4. That fast break, once your turn, you may discard your hand and then draw 4. It's kind of a toned down version of Octillery / Claydol because you're burning your hand to draw 4.
Mm-hmm.
Versus how often were you drawing 3 to 4 cards with Octillery?
Almost consistently.
So you're basically drawing the same amount of cards.
Even a Rangaroo, a lot of the times you get plays down to 2.
To be fair, if you're really digging into the deck, this is actually better. Because if you're really looking for that Floatstone, or in this case, a skateboard, you really dig into the deck to find that Guzma, the stuff. Discarding hand, we don't find it. If you know it's in that deck, and you got the 1 prize remaining, go searching for it.
Although it still is kind of a risky strategy because if you do have a good hand and you don't want to get rid of it,
that's why I say this ability is gonna.
This will definitely be high risk, high reward.
So with this, we'll have basically 4 draw engines. Zoroark, everybody knows about Zoroark.
Mm-hmm.
Swampert. Well, actually, Oranguru, Magcargo, and then this. If you're really digging into the deck, or you like to play with a low hand size, or you can run this inside with Magcargo, because you go fetch a card to the top and you always get that card, so long as this ability is still open.
Yeah,
so you don't have to wait to get down to 2 cards to use a Oranguru. Yes, it's 2 stage 1s, but there's a card in this set that will probably make it easier.
All right, so next up, and a lightning colorless headbolt for 60.
But nobody's going to use it to attack unless it's
unless it's a lightning-based deck and they're really desperate.
Counter energy choice band at 1 shots. 10 damage shy of hitting a Ho-Oh for 1 shot.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if that was 70? You can 1-shot Ho-Oh and Celesteela.
Well, with a choice band, now you can.
Well, you're hitting for 180, which Ho-Oh is missing. You're missing Ho-Oh by 10. You're missing Celesteela by 20, and missing Wishy-Washy by like 50 or so.
All right, so now we've got Stunkfist. It's got 110 HP, electric basic. 1 colorless flail. God, I'm already hating you for it. It does 10 damage, and it does 10 times the number of damage counters on this Pokemon.
Yeah, well,
I know you're going to find a way to make it work, so don't even try to say you won't. And then
trying to find and actually getting it, 10 damage times, I'm hitting it for 100.
100 with electric weakness.
So unless your opponent's Pokemon is Ho-Oh or Celestia, you're really not doing much. Also, Bell could be a fun thing, but thing is, it has to play around with not missing the one shot.
I think
it can play with Aether Paradise.
Yeah,
basic, but
I think you'll be able to come up. You'll be able to come up with something. I know you.
If they didn't Field Bore Aether Paradise and they try to use something that hits it that puts it at 110 or just shy, yeah, I can hit a lot, but
and then
I think Hustle Belt Tex would be good for it though.
Oh yeah, easily.
I might splash 1 into my Marsh Shadow box, but because 1 energy attached versus 2.
Yeah, and then 1 lightning energy, Thunder Blast, 50 damage. Discard all lightning energy from this Pokemon.
Discard a lightning, but it's all A.
Yeah, it's not bad though.
However, actually that would be a future card.
All right, so next
future card down below.
Yep. So next up we have Tapu Pupu. Apparently.
Tapu Pupu, and it's a hit and run Pokemon.
So it's
for DC.
So yeah, it's Tapu Koko, 120 HP, double colorless energy, Strife, 30 damage. You switch with one of your bench.
We can have fun with hit run in the next set.
Oh yeah, easily. And then 2 lightning and a colorless Flash Volt, 120, and it can't use Flash Volt during your next turn. Honestly, I think a lot of people are still going to go for the promo one.
Only because of free retreat?
If only because of free retreat and 20 to everything instead of just 30
But people use this one mainly probably for that hit and run, or they're going to use the second attack and actually just go for the knockout.
I honestly don't know. I think people are still going to stick with the promo only because of the fact free retreat, 20 to everything.
It's like, why not? That's 95% of the reason why it still sees play.
Exactly.
Is the free retreat.
Yeah, so 30 and switch with one of your bench, you now have a bench Pokemon that's threatened for the one shot and everything else. So unless you're running walls that keep switching in and out, something tells me this isn't going to see too much play.
And to be fair, I ran a Sceptile Machamp Ninja Boy deck, and I was using Wishy-Washy because this didn't come out yet. The free retreater one didn't. So
next up we have
this
Zorora.
card will be the card in the set. That's why it's the show.
Yes, this is definitely the new Pokemon they're introducing in Sun and Moon.
Sonic Saiyan form. Pokemon form.
Yeah, I'm definitely getting like a Sonic 2 out of this, like a very strong Sonic 2 vibe out of this. So it's 190 HP, basic electric GX. Ability, Electric Zone. Each of your Pokemon that has any lightning energy attached has no retreat cost.
So
that just sped up a lot of decks.
Dragonite, Raichu, Rayquaza itself.
Anything.
To be fair, I think Zeraora is going to be the next. It's going to be the next Rayquaza of the set. Of the Thunderclap Spark.
Well, now let's see if it actually has the ability to be an attacker and not just attack.
Yeah, there's a card further down the road that makes it basically shy of a DCE from attacking.
So we have 2 electric and a colorless, Plasma Fist, 160 damage, and it can attack during your next turn.
Cool. Choice Fan. It one-shots bowls the thing that's causing a grief in return. So
yeah,
trading one-shots.
It pretty much returns one-shots and
hits hard enough.
Definitely hits hard enough, but you can't attack during next turn. But with a free retreat, you just switch out to another one.
If
160.
one's about to die, you just use it to accelerate any energy in the discard.
Yep, because for 1 lightning, full volt GX, attach 5 basic energy from your discard to your Pokemon any way you like. So that's really, really, really good. Next up, we have Onyx. For 120 HP fighting basic, 4 colorless energy, 120 damage.
People are saying it's going to be a splash for... I guess, a weakness splash, but for 4 energy,
It's a little too steep.
it's a little clunky to me.
It would only work in fire decks, especially with Darmanitan that we brought up
It'd
earlier.
work in like Magnet Zone, but if you need a counter towards Zero Aura,
Maybe. That's a really strong maybe.
the thing is that's why I said Magnet Zone, because Magnet Zone is the fastest accelerator outside of Kiawe. So
Yeah, so this might splash with steel, this might splash with electric, but
with electric getting
anything
as
else
strong
would
as
be
it's
iffy.
going to be, I would tech maybe one in as that weakness, but just always anticipate it dying.
Alright, so next up we have Alolan Diglett. Colorless or no energy, call for family, search your deck for a basic Pokemon, put it on your bench, and shuffle your deck.
Meh.
You know, as much as I like Beacon to grab 2 and put it into
I
your
still like
hand,
that one for 60 that you can look at. You can scry the top 3.
yeah,
You look at the top 3, rearrange them. Spelunk. You're going spelunking.
to be honest, I would actually be okay running a splash of both of them. One Spelunk to change the top deck, and one of these. Because of the fact with Beacon, yes, you get to search out 2, but they go to your hand. You get to use them next turn, sure, but if, let's say, Vulpix is all you got, and the knockout is pretty significant, you're kind of SOL. At least with this, if this is your only lead, you can at least grab one, get it onto the bench, and you're sitting okay.
Yes. The Doug Trio will be a good pre-release. I mean, for no energy, it hits for. If you're going for a no energy deck, it's not bad because it's no energy in 60. Still has 30 more hit points than their previous one.
60 for nothing, and it's unaffected by weakness or resistance.
Swift for 60 for no energy. I mean,
This might be a better splash.
the
And
only reason why it's decent is because it's no energy cost.
so I will admit this might be a better splash in metal decks than the one where you discard steel energy.
Yeah, but I'd still rather have the scary damage output that can happen.
Yeah. So
Hey,
this will definitely be more of a tech. Unless hold on, choice band, you're hitting
Just
90,
think of it this way.
100.
When your opponent sees a Trubbish or Grimer splash down on the field,
They want to get it out ASAP.
yeah, because you know they have it. They know you now have it in the deck. They're just trying to make sure you don't shut their deck down, or have a way out for damage.
90 HP. So really, the one that retreats retreat cost is still like the highest HP out of all of them at 100. At least it's better than the 70, 60, 70 from the other one.
Well, to be fair, if they gave him any more hit points, do you think it'd be kind of a little it'd be tanky?
It still would be one shot, but at least 100 would make it a little bit better.
Yeah.
All right. So next up, we got Steelix.
I will be running this with the flail one because it hits itself and whilst one-shotting things. So the flail becomes a another attack I have access to.
Of course. 180 HP, Steel Stage 1.
Steelix artworks always tend to have some of the best ones.
They really do. A metal and DCE, hammer in for 90, and then a metal and 3 colorless, iron tackle, 170, and it does 50 to itself.
Magnet Zone, okay. Good game.
Yeah,
So I'm hitting, and then I always have access to, let's say, the one below.
Yeah.
To be fair, I will still need to run 2 fighting for flail, but...
Yeah, that's easy enough to do, especially with Rainbow Brush.
And Rainbow.
Jinx, you owe me a cook. So
Got you a monster, you'll be satisfied.
Alright, so next up we have Baby Dialga. 130 HP, metal basic. A metal and 2 colorless, time down. 60 damage, de-evolve your opponent's active evolved Pokemon and put the highest stage into their hand.
Stall a little bit. If they're rare candy, oops.
Honestly,
Meta goes back to the hand. No Matang. Sorry, you had to go find a Matang now or another rare candy.
oh, you have a Zoroark out right now? Cool. I'll hit you for 60, bounce the Zoroark bark to your hand. Zoroark now has 60 HP on it. Knockout.
Yeah.
So this will definitely come in handy for a lot of those really cheap
And
plays.
just to make sure you're hitting what's that thing called? Gardevoir for 120. You're hitting all the way up to the Curlia too.
Yeah. So
you know I got 2 Pokemon at once.
this might be the answer to a lot of the bigger threats that are coming out.
Your one-up tech Dialga GX might have competition now.
Yeah, this
And it's the baby version.
yeah. And then next up, two metal, two colorless,
add one more
colorless, 30 discarded energy attached.
Add one more energy.
Yeah.
And if you're running in metal, throwing away energy isn't always the worst thing because you got a Mount Coronet.
Oh no, we had a Duck Trio deck that kind of proved that wrong.
I mean, to be fair, it did have a hard time while it was on camera.
Yay! Mill's back! Mill's back! Yay! Done. Already built. Like, I already have the mechanics in my head built. I already know what this deck's doing.
Yo!
So,
How much energy are you running in right period?
hardly any. We literally could splash this in the Rhyperior and be good.
If we're on 4 DC.
Yeah. So, Durant Rhyperior might be a thing again. Maybe. But either way. So, it's a 80 HP metal basic. Definitely can't go wrong. You have colorless energy, knock over, 20 damage. You may discard a stadium and play. That's already going to be really, really big.
Jeez.
Next up, double colorless energy. Mountain Munch. Discard 2 cards from the top of your opponent's deck.
Over time, that adds up quickly.
Oh, yeah. And I love mills, so this deck will be built. I can guarantee that right now. So next up we got Cabalion, 120 HP, basic steel.
They're really playing around with the tool toys, aren't they?
They really are. Metal and colorless, guard press, 30 damage. Your opponent's next turn, this Pokemon takes 30 less damage from attacks. So that's definitely not bad. Pair that with a frying pan, you're resisting 60.
If you exclude Magnezone, let's assume Magnezone is always an answer. Let's see if there's another answer. Like Heatran? I've been playing around with that Heatran, that Steelworker.
Yeah.
If you can get it out early enough, it's pretty good.
Yeah, definitely. And it would definitely help decks like this, and I could definitely see a couple good uses for it. And then 2 metal on the colorless, metal arms, 80 damage. If this Pokemon has a tool attached to it, it does 40 more. So it does 120.
Yeah.
Yeah, 120 if there's a tool attached.
Plus tool
30,
effect.
40, 50, 150 if it's choice band.
Plus tool effect.
Plus whatever the tool effect is. So yeah. That's
So 120 plus tool effect. So cool. If you have choice band, you're practically one-shotting any GXs.
Oh yeah, easily.
And if you're not, you're one-shotting anything that's weak to it.
Next GX.
Gardevoir is really one you want to be hitting, and you're already one-shot as long as you have a tool attached.
Pretty
which
much.
Is probably going to be panned.
Pretty much. And now we are Genesect GX, 180 HP GX basic.
I think Scizor does it better.
Oh, hush. Now, its ability, double cassette. You may attach up to 2
What's
Pokemon.
a cassette?
Okay, so to all those who don't know what a cassette is, way back in the day, they used to have these little boxes that you can put into CD players. Dang it, now I gotta explain what a CD player is. You know what? Just Google it. It'll save time.
8-track.
No, don't
confuse them?
Let's not go 8-track because that's opening a whole another can of worms. That's just showing our age right there. But so its ability is you can attach up to 2 Pokemon tool cards to this Pokemon. So
unfortunately, it's limited to basically 2 to 3 tools, and that's it.
Well, it's limited.
I mean, there's a few tools you can use, but thing is, the ones people are already hyping are the choice band and pan because, well, -60 resistance a lot.
Yeah.
How's the fair matchups against Scizor? Trying to one-shot that thing after the pan's up, you don't have a field board to get rid of the pan. Hitting 270 is hard for most Pokemon to do.
Although...
Oh, weakness. Cool. Guess what? No weakness.
Although double choice band would be hilarious.
Double choice band? You're hitting numbers.
Or choice band hustle belt. That's plus 90.
Or you can just play, let's say, counter gain and Barb. Play a poison route. Because really, the only thing that's really keeping it from major play is its damage output. 103, yes, it's 2-shotting, 1-shotting anything that's weak to it, but they feel bored and now they're gone.
Yeah. So right now we got a basic 2 metal, colorless, blast bomb, 130 damage. So that's okay. Pair enough buffs to it, and you're doing some damage.
People were thinking about running 1 or 2 of these in Rotom with the Pokemon Pumpkin Bomb, the Gorgeist, just to help have 2 attachments. So Gorgeist goes boom all at once.
Yeah,
Now,
because
Rotoms are set up
Surfback
before 4 or 5.
Well, the thing is before you're getting rid of at least 5 per turn. With this and a pumpkin bomb, or 4 of these and 1 Gorgeist, you're now getting rid of 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, at least 10.
Well, what was the fastest version we had for Rotom? Eradicate?
Yeah.
Just get the tools out. That's the biggest problem. Getting the tools out in time.
Exactly.
Attaching them is no problem. Getting them into the
discard
out and discarded is the hardest part. Yes, this helps speed up with the Gorgeist. I still think Eradicate's better.
Eradicate would definitely
Especially when hardly anybody's playing Judge, hardly anybody's playing Alima. Who's going to shove them back in the deck?
When it comes to a Rotom list, Eradicate's definitely going to be the better way to go.
Yes.
Now, if you want to revive Gorgeist, a 4/4 Gorgeist and 4 of these
there is something explosive impact that might help with this.
So right now, we're going to put a pin into Gorgeist. Because this and Gorgeist is already be kind of a fun little combo.
Or Heat More.
Or
Heat More Gorgeist. And splashing those in just to absorb the 2 tools.
Extra tools, yeah. And
Maybe
then
Rangaroo, but...
and then its GX is 2 metal and a colorless, Break Buster, 190, don't apply resistance. So you're hitting for 190. So
that's cool. It's not a resistance. Ignores resistance, so lightning doesn't do anything to it.
But it's definitely not bad.
Not bad. It's gonna be a strong It's gonna be strong. I think Scizor does it better. Because when we come down to it, how many tools does Scizor have access to that can actively use?
Honestly, a choice band and
it can use a lot of tools and actually use the effects.
Choice band, barb.
You can use dumbbells. You can use choice band, pan. You have the counter gain in one. I think counter gains at the bottom of this set. You got dumbbells. You got barb. Just starting plus stuff we haven't revealed yet.
Yeah, plus a skateboard.
It has access to more tools and use them than most Pokemon have access to.
Yeah.
So if you attach it to it, it's not going to a wasted effect.
Yeah. And then next up...
Genesect, if I'm really just doing Gorgeist, I won't care. I'll be probably putting Barb on the Gorgeist so that I leave my opponent's Pokemon poisoned.
So yeah, the obvious play with this is definitely going to be Gorgeist immediately.
We have a tool-dedicated deck with Rotons as backup.
Yep, so as of right now, that's going to be a dedicated deck. We're calling it right now. The question is, will it actually be effective enough to see top-tier play? I don't know, but we are going to run the deck.
Top tier, but I can see like tier 2, tier 3. Like it's going to be there to be harassed.
Like Garchomp level?
Think about there.
Okay.
Because Garchomp is that, I think it's about tier 3 for Garchomp. It's good, not good enough.
Yeah. All right, so we're almost done, so let's keep this train going. We've got Magearna, 90 HP basic, steel.
First attack splashable.
Yep, 1 colorless, mild errand running. Search your deck for 2 basic energy, reveal them, and put them into your hand.
Cool, I think when nobody's using Anna or Lima.
Yeah.
Unless they have to.
Although, Lady...
There is a card that's been picking up in play, but it does take up a bench spot. Marshadow.
Yeah. Now, the thing is, I don't really see this getting a lot of play.
Early game, maybe
but...
And Energy Press is just Psychic, and there's a...
Although, to be honest, Lady, Volkner, Fisherman, they're definitely better options. Flint.
If you're using Marshadow in like a metal deck, the Psychic comes with a +10 version of what's on Deoxys, so yes, you're running a metal energy, but if you're already running metal energy or Magnezone, energy tap isn't a problem. It's getting energy to hand. Yeah, so it'll be a good attack. I just don't think it's going to be as good of an attack. Although this might be the answer we were needing for stuff like Dugtrio, since I think it's a replacement for Cobalion for now. Do we get a better tech? The Cobalion that's in Steam Siege that hits for prizes.
Yeah.
Revenge Blast, whatever. This might be a replacement for a while until we get something better.
Or even
the counter energy Pokemon that use for revenge.
Yep. Kills. Or even
Bulu's going to be 1. Victini is going to be 1. This is going to be a...
what am I thinking? This would definitely work with Dugtrio because of the fact...
Rainbow counter energies?
Well, no, with this because of the fact... is it... it's 2 basic energy. But no, we end up losing... We're obviously lost Starmie to rotation.
Yeah.
So we're gonna need to load up our hand.
Fisherman, that's it, and we still need to get stuff from hand.
Right. So this might be an option to play with Lady. So that's 6 cards per turn.
It will force judge plays.
8 if you pair it with.
It will force judge plays wherever the judges are hiding in the deck, and we can find out the Marshadow wherever it is.
Yeah, and then its second attack is 1 metal and a colorless, energy press, 30 damage, and it does 20 more for each energy attached to your opponent's active.
So it's psychic with 30 base.
It's psychic 30 base. It's not bad.
I mean, for weakness, it hits a lot, and a lot of your. What is it?
And then next up, we have Ditto. 40
Ditto
HP.
will become
actually
a
Ditto
staple
Prism.
in anything that evolves.
Oh yeah, easily.
You
40
can't wear
HP
candy yet, though.
colorless.
It still has to evolve to the stage 1.
Yep.
So
So
Zeep Striker, Muck, and Macargo.
pretty much anything that evolves, because its ability, during your turn, you may play a stage 1 evolution card from your hand onto this Pokemon to evolve it.
So you don't need a Slugma no more.
Nope.
You don't need. You have a 5th Zorua. You have a 5th Ralts. Yes, it still has the Heart Evolve.
You have a 5th Eevee.
Yeah.
So this is definitely going to see some play. The 40 HP does make it like an obvious target.
But the thing is that forces a Guzma play too. So
this one's
all the way a Guzma or dropping Muck, or you get the ability. Because Slaking, yes, is good, but I probably won't outspeed this in terms of getting the ability to use. But if they de-evolve it with Slaking in the active somehow, they won't be able to play that down.
But how often while you're playing do you end up with stage 1, stage 2s in your hand, but not the basics to play them, so you end up digging?
Or if you're really just there to fish out any Guzmas, just play it down because you're going to try to Guzma it away, because that's one less basic you have for the deck.
Exactly. So this will definitely see a lot of play.
I mean, early Guzmas in a rotation part when Palpad. I mean, you have a lot of Sporter grabs, but none truly reliable except Palpad. Lucian gets back to your hand, but you had to wait till next turn. Who's playing Delicati? Nobody. Me. But it's because it plays in a deck that likes the field numbers. So.
Yeah. And even then, with like bring into play abilities, you can now go Salazzle, bring it back, and now you're dropping a Raichu. You're now dropping this and that.
Ditto is gonna be probably the first Prison Star that breaks the $15 mark.
Yeah.
Because it's I think Latias was the closest. Diancie got close.
Yeah.
But when it was hyped.
This is going to be very versatile, especially
It's almost too versatile.
Yeah. So now let's just keep it going, because we're almost at the end and we're already kind of running a little longer than we were hoping, so we might speed through the rest of this. We've got the next Kecleon, or is this Kecleon 3?
It's 1. It's the unit energy, grass, water, fire.
Yeah, grass, water, fire. We have psychic fighting, the psychic
on evolutions and weakness with choice band, you're hitting pretty good.
Will this give us all 3 Kecleons?
The other one's a Fairy Rise.
The other one's in Fairy Rise, so we will get all 3.
We're getting the other 2 in Lost Thunder.
All right, so 80 HP colorless, unit color 1. If it has the unit energy grass, water, fire, it becomes grass, water, fire. Definitely can't go wrong there.
So,
and then for a colorless tongue slap, 10 damage. If your opponent's active as an evolved Pokemon, it does 50 more. So, 60 for 1 isn't bad.
120 on a non-GX, or with choice band, you're hitting for 180. You're putting it in really high in range of basically anything now. But unless they're weak to it, they're not going anywhere.
Oh, and
you had to evolve Pokemon. How many GXs have 180 hit points that are stage 1?
Quite a few, actually. I know Lele is at least 170.
But that's not an evolution. It's basic.
It is a basic.
And it doesn't have weakness either.
Either way, we're definitely going to build a Kecleon deck.
The weakness is hurts it a lot, but the thing is, there's a lot of Pokemon that practically 2-shots, and if they're not ready to attack it, I mean, you're hitting on a choice band, you're hitting 180 on a Kingdra. You're hitting 180 on
just anything evolved.
Incineroar, Macargo. You're hitting 180 damage out of it. And if you're, let's say you're playing a dedication deck of
Malamar,
Shrine of Punishment. You bring things in range, you go, cool, 1-shot.
Yes.
Or finish it off.
So we will definitely run Kecleon.
Kecleon is a Pokemon I think will be the one to help finish things off, because it can hit 180 on if all conditions are met.
Oh yeah, easily.
With choice band, of course.
And then with it being grass, you could even be kind of cheeky Lurantis.
Oh, remember that? Okay.
Because then it becomes a grass Pokemon.
Yeah.
You don't get to activate it twice because it's grass and fire, which is kind of a good thing.
You remember the Unicolor 2 we just got? I think they're the card in this set that it'll probably be the most popular one out of the three because of a card in this set.
I still think we should try to deck
Damage
with all
output
three.
of that Kecleon is going to be immense. And, Energy Switch is coming back.
So it looks like Energy
Electric
Switch.
Power is something we'll need to do.
Yeah, so Energy Switch is coming back. Now we got Electric Power.
It's
which,
plus power, if people aren't familiar. It's an item card that's has an effect similar to that like Choice Band, but it's one-time use.
So during your turn, your Lightning Pokemon's attacks do 30 more damage to your opponent's active. That is really good.
So you remember like the Electivire that hit for 190? You're saying Choice Band? You won't need it. So Choice Band, Electric Power, you're hitting 250.
That's one-shotting everything.
Yeah.
Oh,
without modifiers
and it's an item card. So
boom, boom, boom. That's why I think Lightning is gonna. So
I'm actually really glad Puzzle ended up rotating.
Be running Lantern.
Yeah.
In Explosive Thunder, you'll know why.
Even then,
I just connected the dots, and I'm like, well, we have a nice little budget deck. It'll be Electivire and that one that we're going to be talking about.
Even then, you could essentially add 120. You can make what is it? You can make Pachirisu a threat.
Yeah.
Because it only does, 10?
Auto Paralysis?
10 Auto Paralysis, add 120 Choice Band. I mean...
This is gonna be one of the reasons why Lightning comes back in a full swing.
I am now so glad Puzzle rotated and got banned. Because of the fact, with Puzzle...
That is why... I think Puzzle got banned for a lot of reasons. Because things are starting to become stronger and stronger, and you don't want Zero or running expanded.
So it looks like Custom Catcher is coming back. So
play one, you have Ranger's ability, where you can draw until you have 3.
So this one's going to function a lot like...
if you play 2, Lysander.
Yeah, well, a lot like Puzzle of Time, where if you play 1, you get 1 effect. If you play 2, you get a second effect. So you play 2. If you play 2 at once, if you played 1, draw cards until you have 3. Or if you play 2 cards, choose one of your opponent's bench and switch it with their active.
So it's the original Catcher, or Gust of Wind.
Yep, so it's...
Pokeblower.
Yeah, so it's Pokeblower or draw 3. Or draw till you have 3.
Or Catcher without the coin flip. But you had to play 2. However, we have already
found out... That's not going to be hard.
Well, Counter Catcher, when you get the... Well, Counter Catcher works. Pokemon Catcher, on heads, changes games.
Oh, yeah.
Super Scoop Up staying, Ultra staying, Switch, Catcher, Mix Herb. We'll need to see that one.
So Mix Herb... Oh, come on. It's another one of those play 2. If you played 1, remove 1 special condition from your active. If you played 2, remove all special conditions and 90 damage from your active Pokemon.
Unfortunately, I think they should have gone with the route of like 120 a little higher because, you're playing 2.
Even then, 90...
I mean, yes, in Macargo decks,
It should have functioned like Max Potion.
Macargo is going to... Any deck that runs Macargo will be running this because you can fish them out whenever you need them.
Yeah. To be honest, you almost could have ran... It should have been something to the extent of remove all special conditions and all damage from active.
I think it should... Not all damage, because that's then who's using Max Potion when you use it almost as often. But you have to save 2 spots of the deck for 1 effect. And there's really no way to get it back at this time.
Alright, so next up we got Counter Gain. As long as you have more prizes remaining than your opponent, the attacks of Pokemon this card attached to cost 1 colorless less. So you could essentially start swinging with... you can start swinging for free.
Well, you say Dunsparce, you won't be using Dunsparce for that effect, but
even then, Dunsparce, you're swinging for free.
Yeah, Dunsparce, Pokemon Acceleration for free.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of decks could definitely use that, and you could be hitting for free.
In a Fairy Rise, you're going to see a card that might have a advantage of this.
All right, so we got Choice Band. That's pretty self-explanatory. All right.
Khalil finally got it. Draw 2 cards, flip a coin. If heads, put it back in your hand.
I like that. So it's draw 2 and it could go back to your hand.
If it fails, you lose it. Cool.
Even then, if you lose it, Palpad, Lusamine, Oranguru, I mean, it's not... It really can go just about anywhere.
Tourist, and we're going to be spending a little time on...
Next up is Sightseer. Draw cards from your deck until you have 5 cards in your hand. Before drawing, you may discard any number of cards from your hand.
Hey, guess what that sounds like? Sounds like a toned down version of Sycamore. And you get to choose what gets discarded.
Honestly, this is reminding me a lot of Volkner's Philosophy.
It does sound like Volkner's Philosophy.
Yeah, except it went. Except Volkner's went to 6 because it was a lot like.
Well, the thing is, they haven't reprinted Claydol, and they won't now because it's too good. Claydol's too good right now.
But now the thing is you could essentially either discard your entire hand or even just get rid of Psychic Energy, something you want to rescue Stretcher back.
Yeah, Sightseer will be seeing a lot of play. It is the next Sycamore.
Yeah,
so we gotta wait 2 to 3 months.
So now we got
Judge, and I think in this set he gets the full art.
Wait. So
in this set, I think we'll end up with the full art.
How many times have they printed Judge? Because didn't we just get Judge in Forbidden Light?
This is the 4th or 5th printing of it. Oh,
they are really trying to get people to play Judge, huh?
Since the first one.
But so
okay.
Pokemon's really trying to get people to play Judge
because. To be fair, like you said, Anne's a senior citizen.
Yeah, so it's like, come on, Judge, use Judge here.
And unless there's a pretty full art, I think we're done with the.
Oh, Thunder State.
We're gonna spend some time with this one because this is probably the most hyped card in the set.
Well, let's see.
Second is Zero Aura, double colors.
DCE.
You don't have the secret arch for it, and that'll
DCE
probably be
energy.
Another.
Okay, so
this card will allow Lightning to catch up
easily. You can't have more than 1 Prism Star card of the same name. Obviously, this Prism Star.
You can't run 4 of these. Sorry.
Okay.
If you could, the deck would be broken.
The attacks of each player's Lightning Pokemon cost 1 less.
So you run the Pachirisu.
That's now
attack for free.
The Electivire. You're now hitting for 3.
Hold on. You can hit for free plus 30, and if you Guza something with attack, you can hit him for 90 plus 30 plus all. 60 plus 30 plus auto paralysis. So long as you have a tool. Tools are a big thing right now. Choice Band, Escape Board. If you can get, if you put down Barb, cool. I'll knock out Barb before it does any damage to me. 90.
And plus with
for no energy.
And plus all
How
the tools coming out.
How many Pokemon can attack for 90 and no energy? None. Raticate can do it for 80. Well, wait. You discard 2 cards.
A Alolan Trio, but you do have to discard a lot of cards from your hand to do so.
Well, to make the same amount, you need to discard at least 3. Unless you're hitting for weakness, that's not good enough.
To get a Maru now swings for free.
Yeah. So the energy just there for boom.
Pretty much.
And he already hits at a plus 30.
And now I think this is the part where things are going to get crazy.
0 or attack for 2 energy.
Well, even then.
So second to 0, what's the most popular Lightning Pokemon right now? Raichu. Raichu just lost a single lightning energy from each attack. Now it's a 2 energy attacker across all of its attacks. So it does Thunder for 150 and auto paralysis
for 2.
Now it can do Thunder for 190
for 2.
Yeah. See where I'm going with this?
I see exactly where you're going with this.
Plus you don't need to run Choice Band no more because you got Octopower. You can play it down when you need the extra damage instead.
Oh, thank God it's just lightning Pokemon, because I just realized Rayquaza would
be broken with this. Is that Zeep Striker? You need to attach for a double colorless, or a single colorless energy. If you're running counter game and you're behind, free. You're attacking for free for 90.
Just with this alone, the lightning definitely got a huge boost.
And there's a lot of lightning in the set, hence the name Lost Thunder. There's a lot of lightning Pokemon in this set.
All right, and as long as the stadium's in play, whenever a player uses an item or supporter, prevent all effects of those cards done to this stadium.
It's too good for Field Blower.
So goodbye. Or Field Blower doesn't work. Bonnie doesn't work.
When we mentioned that Kyurem, stuff like that, we'll start seeing more and more play because it's the only other way to get rid of it. Especially if you have if we ever get the water one, Avila can lock into play, and the only way to get rid of it is to stomp it out of play.
thought, Prugly? All right.
This is my house.
So pretty much the only way to get rid of it is to play a new stadium or discard it because of
But if
Pokemon's
Avalanche
effect.
says you can't, or does it say an expanded Ninetales? The only way to get rid of it is to stomp it out.
Pretty much.
What Pokemon expanded stomp it out other than Groudon? None.
Pretty much.
Groudon's pretty much the most famous one that does it.
All right. So either way, that was Thunderclap Spark.
That's one set.
That's the first half of the or first third of this.
And in Japan, these are mini sets.
Yeah. And we're getting it all as one big bundle of 200 plus cards. So this is going to be really, really huge. So thank you for joining us for part 1. Be sure to come back for part 2 where we cover Fairy Rise. As always, may all your games go well and may the top deck be in your favor. Till next time.